Happy here to be interviewing one of my best friends, Viran. He's come down from up north. I came across the protocol about 2 years ago. I found it on social media. It took me about 3 to 6 months of queuing yes or no, yes or no. Eventually I tried it. After 2 weeks of being on the protocol, I was lucky enough to visit Viran at his home. And I was so enthused about the results I was getting from the beginning, how amazing I felt. I told him about it from what I knew in those days, and I've had that conversation with him ever since. So really, Viran, about today, I'm lucky enough to say that even we're nearly 2 years in, he's managed to finally start the protocol. I think he's about 5 or 6 weeks in. What was your story?
Suraj, obviously I trust you, but end of the day, I'm using a protocol that I didn't know much about.
Go do your own research.
I didn't know what what was it financially beneficial to the company. What was their motive, for doing this? And I'm sort of person, I need to convince myself before I can try anything like this. Now, you'll come back to this, but I now regret wasting all this time. But in a way, I feel satisfied, and I want to make sure that everyone who's watching today, they maybe take my word for it that I wish I'd done it earlier.
So we've reached the point that actually we've been using it for 5 or 6 weeks now, and I'm glad to say you're using it correctly, and I'm happy to say that you're always using me to make sure that you're doing it in the correct way. I'm happy to be privileged enough to answer all your questions. So initially, what are your initial feelings about how you feel it's helped you, and any lifestyle challenges it's made easier for you?
We'll talk about in a minute. I'll tell you medically how I'm feeling and clinically how I'm feeling. But initially, the mindset, I'm so much of a calmer person. I'm so motivated to improve my health now. And
I believe other people have said that about you.
Yes, yeah. I was at a wedding this weekend and people said, oh, there's a different persona about you, and that's without looking at the clinical side of things. And you know what, and knowing that you're there for support, end of the phone, and that's just amazing. It gives me so much enthusiasm to think I'm not on my own.
Well, absolutely. I tell people that when they get on board, we're part of a global wellness community. We're in over 60 countries, and that's one of the great things about this protocol. It's introduced by a health coach, and they become your health coach. And behind them is a whole community of people connected. Any questions or anything we don't know, we can find out. Because we also have doctors, nurses, pharmacists like myself, nutritionists, a whole variety of people on board now. And we can tap into all of their wealth of knowledge. Plus people have used the protocol for maybe even up to 5 or 10 years and can give us their feedback on all aspects. So that's the great thing about it. You're not alone. You come through together with someone or part of a community.
Going back to the lifestyle changes, I made lifestyle changes immediately. I'm eating more healthily. I'm not snacking. I'm having just set meals. I didn't think it would be this manageable. And having said that, my clinical, it's only been 5 weeks,
right.
But some of my clinical markers, without going into too much detail, I'm seeing some improvements there as well, but I'm not jumping the gun yet, because obviously let's look how it is at 90 days.
I know from knowing you for a long time and various other family health issues, I know there's certain things that you really want to conquer, that they've been challenging your health for a very long time because of your lifestyle. So hopefully we can reach those goals in the future. What are you doing now to make sure to know where you are now and where you want to be in the future in terms of those health goals?
You're talking about my cardiac issues that
very serious condition. Yes.
Very serious, and also it's been in the family. Right. So I know it's there. So I'm going to have a scan now that I'm starting the protocol.
That's a good idea.
because I had a scan previously about 4 or 5 years ago,
Right.
which diagnosed it.
Right.
But I want to see where I am now, and then I want to see in 6 months what, which I believe will be a difference. I actually believe there will be a difference from
Right.
talking to other members in the community, the doctors, the nurses within your the family of FGS. I do believe from using the protocol you can stunt the progression of the disease. But I wanted to know, can it reverse it? I wasn't convinced it can be reversed, but I have been speaking to one of the doctors who has explained it to me, not just said yes or no, but has explained to me scientifically
Exactly.
why it is possible. So I want to see it for myself.
Exactly. I think with that reinforcement in mind, and you as a scientist getting that scientific explanation and the belief in the short-term effect you're getting, I think that'll encourage you to really continue with the full potential for that period of time until you can get rescanned and hopefully see the benefits that we're both looking for.
But even so, sir, even if my cardiac issues are not reversed but stunted, I'd be happy then to manage it. But I'm convinced, though, I'm so satisfied with what the doctors were saying within the FGS family, what can happen.
Yeah.
So I've just got to wait and see. But regardless of that, I'm already seeing other benefits. My whole lifestyle, the way I am, the way
I know, absolutely. We're not saying stop. We're saying, but underlying, there's something really we want to tackle. And
Yes,
hopefully,
that's right.
in the back of my mind,
Yeah.
that's really the gold standard.
That
we
is a
wanna reach.
bonus. That is a bonus.
Absolutely.
But in the meanwhile, it's affecting, regardless of the cardiac issues, it's affecting my everyday life,
You're
everyday health.
You're enjoying that journey, hopefully to reach that destination in the near or distant future. Well, thank you, Viran. Thank you and thank you for being part of the protocol, part of the community. And thank you that also I'm privileged enough to be able to support you on that journey.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Thank you, actually, for supporting me and being there at a drop of a hat on the phone, end of the phone, whenever I need any sort of direction, any questions.
It's my honor.
Thank you.
Thank you again.